Hello there, welcome to the final video, number 12 in the Major Scale Mastery playlist. In the key of G, we have been descending the cycle of fifths from F sharp, and we have finally arrived on G, and that's the last one. As if we had gone up from the cycle, from C in the cycle of fifths, but we didn't, we went up in fourths. We could have gone up in fifths, C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp. That was our turning point. Now, in the key of G, let's make the scale. Likes, comments, subscriptions are welcome. Happy to my books, blog, and podcast. Press that bell. G. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 forcing the G sharp, that kind of vacuum thing I've talked about, and then half again to G. If you're jumping onto this video, do please go back to 1 and follow the playlist in its entirety. It will be to your benefit. So that's the major scale of G. Quite easily visual, lots of white notes, so to speak, with that one first black note of the 3 black notes. But of course you're going to see them as numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, because it's the last video, I'm going to give you a bit more of a complex internal piano challenge. Once you've got the shape, once you've got your natural fingering, for me it's 1, 1, 2, 3, I think. It's different every time, of course, because any fingers can do anything. That's where I'd like you to be. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably the most common, but do what is necessary for you. Let's jab around first, then I'll tell you this technical exercise for the internal piano part. So, jab around G, which means you're going to play, the white notes, but see them as numbers. Again, see them as numbers. It's all numbers. There's no letters. 1, 5, 3, 6, 7, 3, 5, 6, 4. Doesn't matter where you play it. 2, 6, 2 again, 5, major 7, 3. Because I'm always seeing the 12 note block. I'm always orientated in the key of G. The other notes disappear. They don't exist. Now, what you want to be able to do, now that you've mastered all the previous 11 and this one, number 12, is on your internal piano. This is an amazing exercise. This is I think one of the greatest mental exercises you can do, which proves you know your major scales. You can do it at the piano as well, but if you do it away from the piano, you're cheating less and you're reinforcing more. So I encourage you, of course, to reinforce more and cheat less. You're going to take any note and you're going to say what scales that one note is the 1, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of. So before I show you the primary chord types in G, this is just an internal piano exercise, but we'll do it on G just to keep it relevant to the video. So G, you know G major now, you know G major, and you're going to go, right, G is 1 of itself. Now G is 2 of what? F. G is 3 of what? E flat. 4 of D, 5 of C, 6 of B flat, major 7 of A flat. Let's pick another key. Let's pick the D. So D is 1 of itself, 2 of C, 3 of B flat, 4 of A, 5 of G, 6 of F, major 7 of E flat. That is how quickly you need to be able to do them. And this is not a memory trick. This is pure visualization. There's no savants going on here. This is just because I know 12 major scales, the 7 notes of each, and they just stick out at me. There's no memory involved. Some of them, of course, I've seen more often than others, so they've become second nature, especially in the more common jazz keys, which are C, F, G, E flat, and B flat. And I've played those for many years more than other keys, I think it's fair to say. But that still doesn't stop me being able to do it in other keys, like F sharp. I never play in F sharp, yet I know it's 1 of itself, 2 of E, 3 of D, 4 of C sharp, 5 of B, 6 of A, major 7 of G. It's a visualization thing. So going back to G, major and minor triad, G B D, G B flat D. Try the inversion thing, but with 2 hands this time. Nice exercise. That was with the minors, of course. Do it with the majors. Get used to those shapes. nice thing to do. Now the 4 primary chord types: major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, minor major 7. I can't really think of any other exercise that I haven't done, but across my channel there are exercises and links in the description box below to master these different things. But I always do recommend personalization. That's very, very important, because I was going to say 2 things: personalization and dissection. But we've done the dissection because we've mastered the major scale. So personalization, I really encourage people to compose little ideas. And wouldn't it be nice if you could compose a little song in any of the keys, of course? Let's do it in the demonstration key of G. That's the key of this video, of course. And go through the cycle: G major 7, G dominant 7, G minor 7, G minor major 7, the 4 primary chord types, before they become other fancy chords. And try to create a little melody using only the notes of the major scale, but the relevant 7, or the relative 3rd, meaning, when I say relative, I don't mean musically relative, I mean relevant. I should say relevant, the appropriate, better word. So if you're playing G major 7, don't play an F. If you're playing G minor something, don't play a B. Play the correct, play the relevant, appropriate 3rd or 7, and create a little melody. So even if you're just playing the chord like this, work out a melody. It's really wonderful to watch the creative process, because it's happening, you're not doing it. You're observing it happening. So I'm on the major 7, then the dominant 7, then the minor 7, then the minor major 7. It's a nice kind of easy movement like this. And I'm just going to play anything. That was the 4 primary chord types and a nice little melody with 1 finger, I believe I used. I really encourage you to compose. I even have a video on encouraging you to compose in the link below if I can find it. So that's all the 12 major scales. This might take you months, it might take you weeks. Try and do 1 a day, 1 every 3 days, 1 a week. However long it takes you, once they are down, they will stay with you for the rest of your piano life, and that could be many, many decades. From the major scales come everything else: minor scales, blues scales, bebop scales, Spanish, Arabic, all these different kinds of scales that exist. They're all modifications of the major scale in whatever the key is. So now that you know all 12, you are totally comfortable in all 12 keys. It doesn't matter what the piece is in. You can find any chord type. You can follow any chord progression numerically, and you can create your own melodies. You won't forget melodies because you'll know them numerically, and you can use the major scales as technical exercise tools. You can improvise, you can play jazz chord extensions, because it's all based on numbers of the major scale. Modal theory is just major scales inverted. Video on modal theory, which I do actually recommend watching next if you're interested in jazz, because modal theory literally is major scales inverted. And since you're now a major scale master, modal theory, you already know it passively, you just don't know that you know it. In all the other videos that you watch, having watched this video, they're going to make a lot more sense. I always talk about major scale mastery, and I really want for you to be one of those who can say, I am a major scale master. I want you to be able to say that. Post your progress in the comments, and let everyone be inspired by your progress. And I think that's it. So, as always, likes, comments, subscriptions always welcome. Have a look at my books, blog, and podcast. Press that bell, and see you in whatever the next video may be. All the best, and bye for now.